Keep it going. Come on. Bring it.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Fine poetry tonight, don't you all agree? I'm going to read 2 jazz poems. First one is about my favorite drummer, Elvin Jones. It goes like this. I call it Elvin's Soliloquy. He's become the glistening raven. He's become onyx colossus, blurred shadow of what was once thought of having human form. Black monolithic automaton, diverse of angle, rhythm, time, and space. A kaleidoscopic prism of tunnel vision and multicolored hue. Who else but Elvin Jones? Consummate percussionist, neither shaken nor rattled by the unexpected. Polycadence sits the obelisk, timed and tuned in various meter and accents. 4 appendages having morphed and become propagators of controlled madness. A man's man, the musician's musician, prodigal genius, the mighty rhythmist. All a foolish refuse to see that you are indeed an elegant giant of the highest order. Right on, Elvin, we miss you. Right on, Jimmy Garrison, we miss you too. Jimmy Garrison is a bass player that played alongside Elvin Jones and the John Coltrane Quartet in the early to mid-60s. Speaking of John Coltrane, one day while I was sitting on my front steps of my apartment building, I heard the bluesy jazz stylings of John Coltrane's Equinox off in the distance. I figured that the source of the sound was coming from an automobile and that the music increased in its volume as it approached closer to where I was sitting. I was right. The haunted blues melody was emanating from a all windows wide open Cadillac Seville Baritz that pulled up right in front of me where I was sitting, the traffic light having just turned red. I looked at the driver of the 1982 vinyl top as he acknowledged me by giving me a thumbs up. I myself shook my head in approved recognition to the fact that we had similar tastes in this genre of jazz music. And then, as if suspended in time, the traffic light had finally turned green, and he and the car moved on as the music began to fade off in the distance. It seemed almost surreal, for it was then that I had noticed that the automobile had Minnesota license plates. I thought to myself, wow, what a juxtaposition. Coltrane, Minnesota? How could I possibly merge these two seemingly, in my mind, odd couplings together poetically? Eventually, after many days of contemplation and numerous revisions, I was able to come up with this. I call it Coltrane unto Minnesota. The avalanche of a tenor saxophone's foray, dispersed out and about. Coltrane begins to emerge through the haze from the damage that was done. Having 15 minutes of hypnotic indulgence, 15 minutes of sheets of sound and note, 15 minutes of musical theory and experimentation played out, or should I say spilled out and about upon those of an unaccustomed psyche. Only 15 minutes prior were not unlike unto that of undefiled virgins, once left untouched, clean and as pure as freshly driven snows descending upon 10,000 lakes of Minnesota unto the coldest of North Country and wintry morn.